recording. Well, I was discussing about discriminant validity. You might have the three criteria in order to assess the discriminant validity. The first one is basically the HTMT ratio. You need to see that HTMT, in case of HTMT, the values should be less than 0.90. In case of Fornell-Larker criteria, the values under the first value of the column should be less than from the first value of that column. So in this case, I can say that Fornell-Larker criteria is not established. Your voice no longer audible. Please let me know. Can you hear my voice clearly, everybody? Can you hear me, everyone? Is my yes, Fakar Muhammad can hear me clearly. Please check your Abdullahi. Please check your mic or your speakers or your internet connection. Maybe sometimes in different regions may disturb. So check. So check again. Well, I was discussing about different criteria of discriminant validity. So in case of Fornell-Larker criteria, you need to see that the values under the first value should be less than from the first value. So here the second value is greater than the first value. So we can say that using the Fornell-Larker criteria, the discriminant validity is not established over here. In the same way, we can say that there is a third criteria of discriminant validity, which is cross-loading procedure. So how can we understand the cross-loading? You need to copy it from here, like I would copy here. So how do we understand whether there is no issue of cross-loading? You can see that our main construct is LDT, and we are measuring this LDT1, LDT2, LDT5. Using these five factors, we are measuring the main construct LDT. But you can see that these five constructs are also showing a significant amount of variance in other constructs also, like in PS and like in SGT. It means that there is an issue of cross loading over here, because these values should be less than 75% as our criteria in EFA. I have shown you in EFA that in case of cross loading, the value should be less than 75%. I will let you know. I think I have mentioned it here. Yes, you need to remove any item with cross loading 75%. In EFA, when we find any value which have a cross loading greater than 75%, we need to remove that. So you can see here how much cross loading you can check here. Uh, all these value are showing greater than 75%. So there might be some issue with these values, but these two value are less than 75%. Again, you can see these value, this value is greater than 75%. So you can check over here. This value is less than 75%, and this is also less than 75%. So basically, the more issue is with those who are in all the constructs. There might be an issue of LDT3 and LDT5, which is being appearing in all the three constructs with uh, similar amount of variance. However, they should measure the LDT only. In the same way, you can see the same is the issue with the other constructs also. The PS1 should measure, the PS values should measure their own constructs, which is uh, measured using their there was a short interruption from the internet. I am running again. So I was letting you know that there is an issue of cross-loading in different constructs, and they are showing more than 75% variation or explain variation in other constructs also. So when one measure in your discriminant validity is showing the discriminant issue like HTMT was showing, it means that it will also be prevailing in case of corner Larker criteria, and it will also be prevailing in cross-loading. So if there is an issue in HTMT, there will also be an issue in corner Larker criteria and cross-loading also. So it is showing the issue. It means that we need to check whether we have some mistakes in our data entry, or we need to increase our sample size as well in order to make it rectify. Then we have a measure of collinearity statistic. If you click here, you can see a number of values. For your convenience, you need to understand that the VIF values should be less than 5. So those values which are less than 5 are good values. Like here PS4 is not good because it is indicating a VIF value greater than 5. So all other values are acceptable because they are showing a value less than 5. So VIF is good for majority of values. Then we need to see the model fit. It indicates SRMR for saturated model and estimated model. Saturated models mean a standard model by Smart VLS, while the estimated model means the model which is estimated based on our data. So there is not any difference between the values of saturated model and estimated model. Both are same, but you need to understand that SRMR should be less than 0.08. So here it is less than 0.08. It means uh, it is valid. As per the model fitness, it is valid. You need to see the NFI. NFI should be close to 0.90. So it is less than 0.90, so it is not considered good. So we need to see the issues in our data. So it is all about the basics of smart VLS. One thing I would like to let you know that when you see a circle like this circle is known as construct in the language of smart PLS, and all these SDT1, SDT2, which is considered as a statement in terms of questionnaire, they are considered as a factor. So these are the factors which are measuring the construct SDT. In the similar way, these are the factors which are measuring the LDT. So how can so why we need to apply the SPS smart PLS procedure? There are a lot of argument over here that I would like to show you. I have a lot of papers on smart PLS on AMOS that you need to see for your understanding. For example, I would like to show you some of the papers that requires the application of smart VLS. For example, let we have this paper. I will show you how your smart VLS results are generated. This is the paper about nexus of knowledge oriented leadership, knowledge management, innovation, and organizational performance in higher education. This is the paper written by some Pakistani authors, and they have applied the smart PLS over here. So you can see there are some concepts like organizational performance. This is the scale they have used. There is another concept which is innovation. This is the scale they have used. You can call them construct in the language of smart PLS. There is a KM process. Then you can see in knowledge oriented leadership. So these are the constructs like I have used SDT, LDT, and PS. So these are the concepts that they require in the following diagram. They want to see the impact of knowledge oriented leadership on innovation, and from innovation to organizational performance. And from here, they have run basically the, you can say, in my previous session yesterday I have told about it. This is serial mediation. They have used two mediators, KM process and innovation, and they have they have measured the impact of knowledge oriented leadership as a IV on organizational performance as a DV, and taken two mediators. So this process can be applied using smart PLS, and they might have applied it. If we can see their results, just a minute. This is the first table that you can generate with SPSS. Like whenever you collect the data from some respondent, you need to see their demographic factors like age, gender, academic qualification, academic position, job tenure. So this table can be generated using SPSS, and in my early training sessions that I have provided on quantitative primary data analysis, I basically taught this table, how to prepare it and how to interpret it. Then you can see this is basically the factor loading table, like you have seen here. Uh, sorry, here. This is the path coefficient, and this is outer loading. Basically, these are the outer loading values. So in their research, they have shown you some values as their outer loading values of their different constructs. So this is the construct, and it is measured by these six factors, and these are the factor loading values. And you can see here the CR, which is composite reliability, and AVE. Here we have found it like you can see here. In case of construct reliability and validity, you can find here the Cronbach alpha. You can find here the CR, which is composite reliability. You can find here the AVE. So in the same way, they have provided the results of CR and AVE construct by construct. So this is the table that we can generate from factor loading or outer loading, or from EFA. Similarly, you can see here the factor loading of other constructs also. And you can see here the discriminant validity by Fornell-Larker criteria. So you can see here, I have told you that when you are using the Fornell-Larker criteria, like you can see here the discriminant validity, and this is the Fornell-Larker criteria. I have told you that you need to verify that the values under the first value should be less than from the first value. So you can verify these things from here. This is basically the Fornell-Larker criterion discriminant validity, and you can see the first value is greater than the remaining values in the same column. All right, you can see similarly in the second column, the first value is greater than the remaining value in the column. The first value is greater than the remaining value in the column. So in this way, the discriminant validity using the Fornell-Larker criteria has been established over here, and they have used the PLS-SEM analysis. So this is how they can run the procedure. Then you can see the R square. I will let you know how Q square and these coefficients could be established. So these all things you can find out using the SPSS procedure. You can find out using the smart PLS procedure. There are a lot of papers which were written using this procedure. I want to show you some other papers like you can see there are a lot of latest papers also, but I have a folder for these. This one, assessment of the effect of external risk factor on the success of an oil and gas construction project. So it is basically related to project success. The dependent variable is project success and independent variable is external risk factors. So they have assessed the impact of external risk factor on project success for oil and gas construction project. So you can see here the analysis. They have used pure smart PLS analysis. Like I have created the graph. They have also created the graph. You can see over here. If I change the direction, yes, you can see here there are some of the factors they have used, and they have analyzed their impact, and they have also used some of the other impact. And this is basically your DV, and these are all your IV or independent variable. So they have shown that how these factors are basically impacting this one. So you can say political risk, that is a scale. It is measured by PO1, PO2, PO3, PO4. In the same way, local people's LP is measured by LP1, LP2, LP3. So uh, they might have shown the loading value in some table. You can see over here. Yes, they have shown the AVE value. They have shown the composite reliability value. They have shown the Cronbach alpha value, and you can also see the factor loading value over here. So their criterias are meeting over here. Then you can see more different criterias over here. So this is the Fornell log criteria, and you can see the first value is greater than the remaining values. The first value is greater than the remaining value. So you need to understand how discriminant validity could be established and how these things, and they have also shown the cross loading. You can see over here, there is a cross loading table like EC stand for country economic. So EC1 to EC4 basically related with only first factor, and you can see their values are less in other constructs. So we can assess here that this is a valid or there is no cross loading in other factors. So this is how you can compare the reliability, the discriminant reliability of your factors. While I will let you know how you will test your hypothesis, your path coefficient using structural equation modeling tomorrow. So this is all about the basic consideration of smart PLS. If you have any question, you may ask. Yes, you are free to ask any question relevant to the basic of smart PLS. Tomorrow, I will provide more detail on the advanced tools like structural model, like the interpretation of different tables, like interpretation of measurement model, like interpretation of your discriminant validity, your convergent validity, your model fit tables, your hypothesis tomorrow. Today was basic consideration that how you can run the procedure, how you can operate your smart PLS. So if you have any question, you may ask or we may conclude this session? Yes, please. Do you have any question? Please ask me if you have any question. If you do not have any question, we may conclude this session. Please let me know. I am waiting. All right, we can conclude this session. And thank you very much. And stay blessed and thank you, everyone.